Hey everyone, it's Rob at Mr. Robot Shop. What you're looking at is a 1985 Nissan 300ZX. It's a turbo, and I wanted to show this quick video clip to you. The acceleration on the turbo was pretty good back then. Back in the mid 80s, the twin turbo car would run you usually right around $27,000 to $28,000, and I'm not sure what that equates to in today's dollars, but it was a fairly expensive car. You know, the new Z's I think run, you know, 30 to 40, depending on, you know, how you have them priced out in 2017. And then they have the GTRs, which are quite a bit more expensive. But anyways, I actually have a 1984 Nissan. It's a blue car, and it's garaged right now. I'm considering selling it, so I'm going to, I got it cleaned up a little bit, and I'm gonna miss it. It's been a really good car. So I found this little toy car on eBay the other day. It's a Radio Shack Nissan 300ZX Turbo. So while I don't have the turbo car, its body style is pretty much the same. Mine doesn't have the little spoiler in the back, nor does it have the hood scoop up front, or the writing on the side that says turbo. However, you know, I'm gonna miss the car when it is gone, so I thought this would be a good way of preserving some of the memories that I have in the car. First car that I ever owned, not drove, you know, that was my parents', was a 1983 or 84, I think it was an 84 Nissan Sentra. So that was back in college, back in 1990, probably the early 90s, because I graduated I think in 92. So back then, when I had the Sentra, I always wanted a 300ZX, and there was a blue one back in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, that was for sale. You know, it was around $5,000. I just didn't have the money at the time because, you know, I was still in college. So later down the road, I was able to purchase one that, this is out of town caller. Anyways, I was able to purchase one that was a non-turbo. I'm a second owner. That's the blue one that I currently have, and it's a nice car. So I'm gonna miss it. But anyways, I'm gonna just show you the radio control car real quick. Now the tires, this looks like it's never been used before, or if it has, very little. Now the tires on a slippery floor don't do very well, so I'm going to put it on the carpet. The controller is handheld, of course. That's kind of dumb to say, I guess, but anyways, it does go forward. It's going to be hard to control this thing and talk and do the camera at the same time. But anyways, it goes left and right pretty well. Whoa! Now, when you go backwards, you cannot turn it. It's just straight backwards. Whoa! Surprisingly, it's doing pretty good in here, considering all the electronics that are around. Whoa! So it's actually got really good response as far as a little radio control car. This would be one that you really couldn't drive outside too well unless you're on like a flat asphalt, you know, road or sidewalk or cement sidewalk. So anyways, it takes a 9-volt battery in the handheld remote. The car, I'm not really sure, probably a 9-volt and some AA's. That's usually what they used to take. Your power switch is at the bottom there. The reason why I don't know what kind of batteries in the car, because when I bought it off eBay, the seller actually included the batteries. So I will be taking the batteries out of the car, because if you don't take batteries out of devices, they're going to leak and basically ruin it. So, but anyways, it's a pretty cool toy. I paid $50 for it. That includes free shipping. the back of it. And there's your little antenna. I want to say these were like 27 megahertz. It's 603095 is the catalog number. Sleek, high-performance styling with accurate detail provides kids hours of exciting hours of racing thrills and excitement. Handheld transmitter puts you behind the wheel. Move it backwards, forwards, left and right. Durable construction, stands up to rough handling. Well, I'm not so sure about that, because back in the day when we had these cars, kids are rough on things, and you'd be lucky that the car would last you maybe, a couple weeks to a month. Made in China. It was 1995, brand new. That still has a sticker on there. Yeah, 49 megahertz. They actually had a blue version. It was a white car with blue stickers, and I think that was the 27 megahertz. So you would need, if you wanted to play with a friend with the exact same car, you'd need to get one with the 49 megahertz and then one with the 27 megahertz frequency. That way they wouldn't conflict with each other. So styrofoam insert here. There was no manual, but that's okay. The actual remote and the car goes down in there. But like I said, it's pretty clean considering. I'm not sure. It looks like this little dust and stuff in there. So you can actually you probably can't see it in the camera, but I can see the circuit board. It's like a reddish color plastic there. And there's your controller, your left and right. It doesn't spring back to the middle, so the drawback with that is when you start out, if it's left on the left side setting or right, then that's where it's gonna go when you go forward. And then forward is forward and reverse is reverse. This is a little sticky in here, but it does work okay. Especially it's okay on the forward, but if you get reverse, it kind of stays there. So it's probably a little gummed up inside there. So, anyways, for the Nissan Z lovers out there, they're good cars. I don't know about the new ones as much, but I've had the 84Z, I've had a 1990Z, 1993Z. That was the newer body style than this, more rounded. Performance on those cars wasn't great, but the body style was absolutely cool. It was way ahead of its time, and it really today, even when you see, like I think it's 1990 through 1995 or 6 or 7 or something like that, that body style still today looks very unique. It's just a cool body style. Like I said, performance not so great, and even on my Z, it's okay. It does good. It's actually really good handling around corners and stuff in the mountains here. But as far as acceleration, not great. It's a little 6-cylinder engine. It gets you where you want to go. It's pretty peppy when you give it some fuel, but I would say that the turbo model is probably the better way to go if you got some extra money and you can find a really nice, well taken care of. So, but anyways, I appreciate you watching. You guys have a good day. Take care.